Hello everyone, in this video I'll be creating some art and reviewing a very nifty new tablet. The lovely people over at Link Plus sent me the Link Studio S1 to try out. This tablet is basically like a drawing tablet and a computer had a baby. So it's a drawing tablet that you don't need to plug into a computer. I did receive this tablet for free, but all thoughts and opinions are my own. So let's jump straight into unboxing. So here we have the box looking pretty snazzy. When we remove the top of the box, we see the tablet, with a note that is letting us know we need to connect the charger when using the tablet for the first time. We will come back to the tablet in a moment. For now, let's see what is under the tablet. And we have some more boxes. In the largest box of the 3 boxes, we have a cleaning cloth, quick guide, and glove. Please excuse how messy my desk mat has gotten. In the second box, we have a pen case that is holding the pen, some extra nibs, and a nib remover. Now, something that is very cool is that the pen actually has Wacom technology. If you don't know, Wacom is a pretty big name in the graphics tablet world, so I'm expecting this pen to work very well. And the pen feels really nice. It doesn't feel flimsy or cheap. I also noticed that it has an eraser function, so that's really cool. A lot of pens don't have this nowadays. In the next box, we have the charging cable along with its adapter. And so that's all for the accessories. Let's get back to the tablet. This tablet is 31.6 centimeters wide, 21.3 centimeters long, and 1 centimeter thick. It's super thin and very light at only 1.10 kilograms, or roughly 2.4 pounds, making it really easy to carry around with you in like a backpack or a larger bag. It has a total of 12 custom shortcut keys, as well as these 2 kind of areas where you can slide your finger, and they are also customizable. On the right side, we have the USB port and charging port. On the left side, we have the power button, silk key lock, and another charging port. I really love that there's a charging port on both sides. It's very convenient. And we also have a headphone jack. On the back of the tablet, we can see that it has a stand that pops out. The built-in stand is a very nice addition, and it has a large range of angles that you can position it in. Under the stand, we have where the battery is stored and a micro SD card slot. Oh, and it also comes with a detachable keyboard. It's very slim and light, and it kind of magnetizes to the tablet, so attaching it is really easy. The packaging said I need to have the tablet plugged in for its first use, so let's do that and power it on. After getting the tablet powered on, my next step was to install a drawing software onto it. I decided to go with my program of choice, Clip Studio Paint. As I was doing this, I did notice that the tablet was becoming warm in the top left corner. However, it is normal for products to become warm when charging. So after spending some time setting up the software, I could start drawing. This tablet has a 13-inch display that has a resolution of 2160 by 1440 pixels. Also, the pen is battery-free and has 4096 levels of pressure sensitivity. This is a bit lower than the standard, but I didn't really notice a difference. Before jumping into drawing, I wanted to customize the shortcut keys. Something very handy is that you can set different shortcut key settings for different programs. So I made a new set for Clip Studio Paint. Overall, customizing the shortcut keys is very simple. You basically select the keys you want from a list. However, I do find this to be a bit restrictive, as sometimes the key combos I want to enter are not possible. Also, here's a bit of a tip. I didn't learn this till way later because I didn't know that the little slider express key things were called silk keys. So I didn't know what the silk key lock was for, but my hand kept bumping the silk key on the right, and I couldn't find a way to disable it. But that's what the lock is for. So you can lock the silk keys so that if you accidentally bump it, it doesn't make you like zoom in and stuff. I kept running into that issue when I was drawing, and I was going to talk about it in this video, but I just realized a few minutes ago that that's what the lock is for. So yeah, if your hand keeps bumping the silk keys, just turn on the lock and that will fix that problem. So side note, you can use hand gestures with this tablet. Now the ability for you to do this does depend on the program you're using, but with Clip Studio Paint, I'm able to use the same hand gestures that I do with my iPad, so that's really nice. Anyways, to test out the tablet, I'll be creating a simple illustration of a male character. I decided to draw a guy since I feel like I haven't drawn very many recently. This is going to be a pretty simple illustration since its purpose is to help me get used to the tablet and to test out its features. Drawing on the tablet feels very nice. The screen has a matte finish to it with a very subtle texture, so there's a bit of something for the pen to grip to, and it doesn't feel like I'm drawing on glass. I always prefer screens that have a finish on them. When they don't have a finish, the pen feels very slippy slidey, and I don't really like that. So I really like the texture on this screen. As I mentioned before, the pen feels very nice to hold, and in use it responds to changes in pressure very well. Also, having the eraser function is really handy. If I want to erase, I can just turn the pen around. And I didn't run into any issues with this. Sometimes with tablets I have had in the past, the eraser function can be kind of buggy, but this one worked perfectly. This is kind of a personal preference, but I do wish the pen was a bit thicker. It's very thin. I often find that thin pens are a little harder for me to hold or are a little harder on my wrist. I may have to put a pen grip on it like I do with my Apple Pencil. I was going to keep this piece like super simple and only draw the face and a bit of the shoulders, but I couldn't help myself and decided to include a hand to help the pose feel more interesting. At first I was going to have the hand be up by the neck, but that felt confusing and I didn't want to find a reference in the moment. So I just went for more of a thinking pose with the hand kind of in front of the face. Oh, and I did run into a small issue, so I wanted to select multiple layers, but to do that I need to hold down the shift key. I don't like drawing with the keyboard plugged in since it gets in the way. And like I mentioned earlier, the customization for the express keys is limited and I can't set them to only be shift. I was trying to find a way to do this, so I wasn't able to select multiple layers because I couldn't set one of the keys to be just shift, and you need to hold down the shift key to select multiple layers. Thankfully I remembered that if I move all the layers into a folder, I can then move them all at the same time with the transform tool. But yeah, I really wish the express keys were a bit more customizable, because on my main tablet, I can set a key to just be shift and use it like the shift key on my keyboard. Anyways, once I had my rough sketch in place, I decided to move the tablet away from my desk to see how comfortable it is to work with while on like my bed or the couch. When I work with my iPad away from my desk, I like to work with it vertically because it makes the position a bit better when placing it on my lap. And I did try the vertical method with this tablet, but it made the workspace feel very cramped, and I didn't like that the fan of the tablet was being pressed into my lap. I didn't want to block the fan, so I worked with it horizontally instead. Overall, working with the Link Studio S1 away from the computer was a smooth experience. I feel like my iPad might feel a bit more comfortable since it's a bit smaller and easier to hold, but with some more use I probably could get used to this one, I feel like. I do have to say though, I could tell that this tablet was having to work very hard because I had Clip Studio Paint running, my screen recorder running, and the tablet was also charging because it was starting to run out of battery. The fan was running very hard and the tablet was super warm in the upper left corner. It was actually starting to feel kind of hot. I did draw without the tablet being plugged in with Clip Studio Paint and my screen recorder going for a little bit, and it seemed to handle that decently well, but it started getting really hot once it was charging. Also, I can't speak much about the battery life of the tablet. It seems to be about 6 hours, but it also seems to vary depending on what you're doing. But it does seem to hold a charge very well. When I have it not plugged in and just sitting in sleep mode, it will basically stay at like nearly full battery. And that's a lot better than what my laptop does. If I leave my laptop in sleep mode and it's not plugged in, it'll run out of battery super fast. So after testing the tablet away from the desk, I decided to come back to the desk so I could film more of the process with my camera. A little bit more about the art. After I drew it, I felt like the character looked like my original character Brayson, but older. So I decided to roll with this concept and filled in the colors with Brayson's color scheme. I've been meaning to design older versions of my webcomic cast because I'm going to need to know what they look like in the future. So it was nice to kind of indirectly decide what Brayson looks like. So this tablet is very much designed with artists in mind. However, I did want to test how it handles casual use, like playing video games or watching YouTube. This tablet does have an Intel Core i7 processor, so you can imagine the tablet functions very well and is speedy. I don't really have any super intensive computer games, but when I tried playing Stardew Valley and Sonic Adventure 1, both performed just fine and I didn't have any issues. So even for more casual tablet use, this is very nice. Now we're going to kind of shift gears a little bit and talk about the tablet's price, who I feel like this tablet is for, and my overall thoughts on the tablet. So the Link Studio S1 is currently available for crowdfunding and costs $1,200. However, once it launches and is being sold after the crowdfunding, it will probably be around $1,500. And crowdfunders will also get this really nice stand. It looks really sturdy. The Link Studio S1 is the lightest all-in-one creator tablet and is a great option for people that want a desktop drawing experience on the go. When drawing on the S1, I truly felt like I was drawing on a drawing tablet like the ones I hook up to my computer. Except the S1 isn't only a graphics tablet, it's also the computer, which is really crazy. You might be wondering how I would compare this to like an iPad and Apple Pencil. For me, I prefer how it feels to draw on the S1. It feels very natural to me. Like I said, very much like my drawing tablet. However, my iPad always feels a bit foreign. That being said, the iPad is more portable. I have the 10.2 7th generation, and it's also cheaper. However, if you were to buy the largest iPad Pro, it's close to the same size and price if you include the Apple Pencil. I feel like the Link Studio S1 is very nice if you are used to working with Windows products and want a lot of diversity. Like I said, this thing is basically a portable PC, and therefore it can do things that many PCs do. And to summarize, here's my list of pros and cons. My cons are, it gets really warm when running multiple programs and charging, and the shortcut keys are a bit limited. This point isn't really a pro or a con, but it is pricey. This isn't the kind of item you buy on a whim, so make sure you do your research to make sure this product is a good fit for you. My pros is that it feels great to draw on. The display is high res and displays colors beautifully. It's speedy and handled casual use very well. It has lots of express keys, has a headphone jack. Oh, and something I didn't talk much about is that the speakers are very good. They can get very loud. I learned this by accident when testing out Stardew Valley. Oh, another feature I didn't touch on was the inner and outer camera. I would say they're good. The front cam is 8 megapixels and the rear is 13 megapixels. So they aren't like super amazing, but they definitely get the job done. So yeah, my overall thoughts is I would say if you are a serious artist looking for a PC drawing experience that you can take on the go, I'd recommend checking out the Link Studio S1 out. My experience with it has been very good and I'm looking forward to using it more. I think it'll be great to take with me on trips or to use whenever I want to get away from my desk. So here's my finished picture. I hope this video was informative and helpful. Also, if you want to check out the Link Studio S1 for yourself, there are links in the description and pinned comment. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all on Saturday for my usual weekly video. Bye!